Strain gauge is a measurement transducer for measuring strain and associated stress. So students, strain gauge can measure strain as well as displacement as well as stress, and it can be used for many other detection, such as secondary transducer for measurement of load cell torque meters. These load cell torque meters, diaphragm type pressure gauges, temperature sensors, accelerometers, flow meters, all these measuring instruments can apply strain gauge as a secondary transducer. What is secondary transducer? What is the function of secondary transducer? If in one transduction the physical property cannot be directly exchanged as an electrical quantity, at that time what we do, first we convert the physical quantity into the secondary physical quantity, and that secondary physical quantity is converted into electrical quantity. Such as in load shell, whenever a load is put on the measuring instrument, due to the load there is a strain in the upper surface, and due to that surface change, the mechanical displacement is changed, and then mechanical displacement changes the resistance. So first transduction in the load cell, first transduction is physical quantity stress is converting into strain, then strain is converting into mechanical displacement, and then change in mechanical displacement is converted into resistance change. So these are known as secondary transducer. So here the variety of detectors you have seen here: load shell, torque meter, diaphragm type pressure gauges, temperature sensors, accelerometer, flow meters, all these are having strain gauges as a secondary transducer. As you know that flow meters will measure the flow, but due to the flow, certain amount of strain is applied on the measuring instrument, so it will change the strain and finally measure the flow. In accelerometer, in three dimension the physical parameters are changes, and due to the three-dimensional change, the accelerometer will receive strain, and then the change in strain is converted into electrical property. So these are the few examples of strain gauges as secondary transducers. Now structure of the strain gauges. Majorly the strain gauges are of foil types, available in wide choice of shapes and size according to the applications. Now here in this diagram, let me show you. This is the diagram which is showing a pattern of a foil type strain gauge. Here the yellow colored shape are end loops. End loops means here you are watching that this is one loop, this is second loop, this is third loop, fourth loop, fifth loop, sixth loop. Okay, and each loop a conducting wire or conducting material is in the form of zigzag pattern. Here the gray color is known as grid, and this grid is having actually the resistive material in a zigzag pattern, and the active grid length is from this gray color size. Okay, and this rectangular shape what you are watching, that is alignment marks, means how the grid should be aligned in this end loops. Okay, and here this somehow orange color or dark yellow color is for backing and capsule this for shoulder tools, means the grid wire will be finally pasted on this, which will be shouldered with the external circuitry. and this gray color is actually the foil for backing and encapsulation. Means this yellow strip is pasted on this gray color, and this complete mounting is on the measuring instrument. Okay, now the working, how strain gauge works. Now there is a concept of Wheatstone bridge. Here this is this is the strain gauge. This is the strain gauge. Okay, and the strain gauge, let me show in proper manner. This is the strain gauge. Here you will be able to watch the zigzag pattern of resistive material. If any load is applied on it or any force is applied on it which will cause stress, then the length or the diameter or the width will be changed. Accordingly there will be resistance change, and these are the end terminals. The end terminals, this is the end terminal 1, this is the end terminal 2. 1 minute, the 2 3 is a wrong indication. Let me show you these end terminals. This is the end terminal 1, there is some mistake, 1, and the another, this one is the end terminal 2. Okay, so the two wires which is coming from the strain gauge, which is shown as R gauge, means resistance of gauge. Okay, and it is connected in series with the resistance wire 1 and resistance wire 2. Actually the total sum of resistance wire 1 plus R gauge plus R wire 2, this will completely change the sum of all this. 1 minute, let me clear you. This complete resistance will be changed if any force or stress is applied on the resistance gauge. As you know that Wheatstone bridge is having 4 arms. Resistance 1 and resistance 2 are the fixed arms, and resistance 3 is for adjustment. If this one diagonal of this Wheatstone bridge is connected with the electrical force and the other diagonal is connected with the voltmeter, then in a general case, when there is no change, then the voltmeter will show the 0 indication, and if any force is applied on the strain gauge, then the dimension will be changed, and due to the change in dimension of the strain gauge, the resistance will be changed. If the resistance will be changed, then there will be the unbalanced condition across this Wheatstone bridge, which will allow the voltmeter show the reading or in the form of voltage, which will actually the replica of strain, which is the result of stress or force on the strain gauge. So in this manner, by using Wheatstone bridge, the strain gauge will receive strain or force or stress or mechanical displacement, which will be shown on the voltmeter in the form of voltage, and this voltage can be transferred to any digital parameter which will be recorded or displayed. So this is the concept of strain gauge working. There is one more concept of gauge factor. Gauge factor is defined as the ratio of fractional change in electrical resistance to the fractional change in length, strain. For designing a strain gauge, there is a need of gauge factor. For the designing purpose, we must know that for an applied strain or for the change in strain means del L by L, what is the change in resistance with respect to original resistance, that is del R by R. So for a particular strain gauge, this gauge factor is constant. and the gauge factor for metallic strain gauges is typically around